The final question. How did you die? Following your convictions. Same way you lived, unable to step out of the uniform, not for 1 second. I fell into divinity. She took me whole.
Hey everyone, this is Hollow from EXP, and today we're going to be diving into Esoteric EBB, a dialogue-heavy RPG where every decision is decided by the roll of a dice. Since the game doesn't have any voice acting, I will be doing the voice acting myself while I experience the game for the very first time. So sit back, relax, and let's see what sort of chaos the roll of the dice will get us into.
It's only proper for you to hone your figure and its capabilities. But why? The search for meaning is as vital as the struggle toward competency. Luckily, you already know your cause. To protect the innocent, to lead the weak, to sacrifice until nothing but your bones hit the pavement, to literally die. Become a zealot, regain your honor. Set out on your divine mission. I already know I'm choosing strength. How much? That is the question. Dexterity. It is imperative to simply explain to these people they have the right to choose. Belief in oneself is just. Wealth is built from within. Meridoc Moonwatch sights beyond reeds. Dexterity measures natural reactivity, balance, and poise. The haste with which you express a witty remark or notice a nervous glance, and of course your ability to gracefully avoid the consequences of your action. It's all about risk versus reward. It is the feeling of self-preservation. When everything falls apart around you, to grab as much as you can while the grabbing's good, to progress toward a new future, full of freedom, so those who look out for themselves can prosper and survive. I promise you, no one else will. Not really big on dexterity, not really a dexterity guy. Constitution. Always listen to your hungry stomach. The hedonist, a blind manifesto. Constitution measures your natural stamina, both mental and physical. It's how much you can take before going down. It's how much you can. The world is harsh and unforgiving. It will beat you to a pulp with words and sticks. So listen to your gut, the instincts that kicks in when you're standing at the pit. It is a voice that speaks nothing but bodily truth. Every choice you make, every emotion you accumulate, can be traced back to the lower half of that stomach of yours. Follow it. Retain the morality of the fleshly logic. Simple, easy, truthful. Intelligence. A glorious design. Let those who learn lead through merit of ability and nothing else. Lord Filius Prax. Autobiography Prax. Intelligence measures your ability to recall, store, and process information. It is your logical receptacle and calculator. It is only proper for you to hone this pulsating mass within your skull. But why? Simple. Pure unadulterated ego. Knowledge rules the world. So too shall you one day lead the weak. Bring your genius to the masses. If they don't bow, they don't deserve you. You know everything about the past. Therefore, it is only rational you would truly know the future as well. Enlighten the ignorant masses. Gonna up my intelligence. Yeah. Wisdom. The large crumble upon the heavy forms, the mystical falter at the crucial point, the small rise to the occasion. Half-Wheat's poem. Wisdom measures your awareness, intuition, and ability to understand the world around you, to feel it. You may not know why, but meeting the gaze of another grants you an empathetic bond with her. Her wants and fears, her dreams and hopes, you can read people for good or bad, and pick up the details others would pass by. It is your belief in the heart of all folk, to give and share what you have, and be completely and utterly selfless. It is the only true road to redemption. Gods only know how hard you try. Put up my wisdom a little bit, at least. Yeah. And charisma. Those who believe in democracy have a wonderful view of folk. To think them capable of making rational, informed decisions devoid of personal bias and emotional conduct, it is frankly inspiring. Nicholas Darrow, Memoirs of the Statesman. Charisma measures your eloquence, confidence, and ability to navigate social situations of any kind. In short, it is the force of your unkept personality. But they don't need to know that. Smooth talk your way into any position of your liking. You can be affiliated with any known faction or thought. Reality is molded around you, around your will. Like a chameleon, become a social operator. Become anything you need to make everyone finally love you. Push up the charisma. And gonna... well... punching bag. You're a farmer's son who grew up in the city. Of course you'd be an outcast. It took time, but eventually you figured out how to cope with it. Troll killer. You don't remember, but you will know well how your father died. Sometimes it motivated you, sometimes it felt impossible to live up to. +3 strength. Kiosk kid. Your mom wasn't around a lot, so keep you out of trouble, she forced you to get a post-school job. You still despise the smell of newspaper. 2 dexterity, 1 charisma. Lore enthusiast. Spending time alone in the city, you often ended up in the Darwin Library. The strange history of your realms was a constant companion to you. So wait, okay. So my proficiencies at 2. I think they had 2? Wait. Yeah, looks like they had 2. Want to take 1 off of strength and put that to charisma, constitution and charisma. Dexterity would probably be my worst. I'm gonna go based off of just how I'm feeling. So honestly, and that goes back to a 0. Ew. Say wisdom and charisma. No, constitution definitely needs to be one of them. I got this. That's actually good. Okay, and then I could do the +1. Lore enthusiast sounds the closest to my character, or crowd pleaser. Inevitably, you ended up with the wrong crowd. You quickly picked up on the slang and radical terminology, doing anything to get real friends. Little weirdo. You were a novelty to them. To the boy who would do or say anything for their attention, for their approval. After 2 or so years, you got quite good at it. Azgalist activist, your friends soon introduced you to the rebellious belly of Norvik. As a teenager, you spent years spreading chaos and, worse, dwarf propaganda. Orthgard recruit. After your arrest, there wasn't much arguing about it. 3 grueling years in the training, drilled on the city code and virtues, but you survived. One friend. You really only ever prayed for that one thing during those lonely years, but the gods did not answer, so you learned to manage as always. Acolyte. Your knack for scribing got you promotion to the clerical duties. Picked out of the ranks, you quickly showed deep devotion to your divine city. Give me 2 strength plus 1 wisdom. I'll go with the Acolyte. I'll go with that. "5 days until the first ever election. An explosion erupts at the heart of the city. No one wants to deal with it, so they send you. The clumsiest cleric in the city. Nothing but muscle. Just what the city needs. Complete your quest in any order. Don't be afraid to make interesting choices. And remember to be a man. A real man. The campaign will take you from level 1 to 6. We'll play about 5 to 8 sessions. It's been a journey to put this together, and I hope you have a good time, Chris. And only 6 stat? Try not to steal anything, okay? Speak with the dead. 3rd level necromancy. Casting time 1 action, range 10 feet, components VSM, burning incense, duration 10 minutes. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer your questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was in target of this spell within the last 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the language it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive. The corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer. If you are hostile to it, or it recognizes you as an enemy, this spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. Oh, I was supposed to click something. Jor. Truth and nothing else, a voice declares. What is your name? Ragna. Your name is Ragna. Ragna. Correct. Your answer. Another question from the darkness. What is your occupation? You aimed at the Patriarch. More realistically, you would have ended up a sender. What's an occupation in this context? Correct. It's more than darkness. It's nothing. All around you. What's an occupation in this context? Did you have a job? Something really important? Your class. Tell the voice about your class. What am I? I have a very important job to do. Way too important. You'll never make it out alive. It takes a while before the next question is posed. What is your current goal? We need to find out who blew up the tea shop. You are a hero. By divine dictate, only you can save the world. The Goblin Chieftain. She needs you. The tea shop exploded? Unfortunately, yes. It's not good. I like tea shops. They are lovely, yes. You may ruminate further on tea shops at a later date. There is a question to be answered. Your goal is to save the world. They're counting on you. Keep it together. No reply. No feedback. Then the voice asks, what is your political affiliation? The question strikes your entire consciousness, sending it spinning. The National Party of Norvik, of course. If you care for your fellow, vote for the Azgalist. It is your duty of the powerful to lead. That is you, no one else. The Freestriders, maybe? Then again, you're no revolutionary. Things just move way too fast these days. Elections are exhausting. I don't really know any of them. Silence is golden, when it comes to politics at least. The voice is fading. This is the end. The final question. How did you die? Following your convictions. Same way you lived, unable to step out of the uniform, not for 1 second. I fell into divinity. She took me whole. Fresh start. Your body aching. It's stiff, as if you've slept for days. Ready for your glorious quest to continue? What stuff? Your hands dart around your pouch and uniform. Panic, sweat. No spellbook, no mace, face it, you've been robbed. Your legs shake. Tears begin to form. Deep breaths. Your belongings are surely here somewhere. Circular stone chamber, a storage for apples and corpses. Those pile of apples. Is this Tolstad? Wait, what's this about a quest? Oh yes, a quest. You're on a quest to save the city. Interact with the highlighted words. Earth be blessed. Earth, your god? Do I remember everything? Yes, everything is off, but your memory is intact. Your quest was given yesterday, remember? The tea shop? Yep, the tea shop that blew up. It'll be a tough one. Might take days. Job? So I've done this before. You haven't really. Your previous experience lies more in some basic Earthguard militia service, as well as a few years at the towers. Rogue sorcery was not your main subject, but yes, you've read a lot about these types of fiery events. They are not too common these days, however, this incident does not appear overly complex. So to be clear, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. More or less. But you've got like 5 days to do it, so no stress. You're the one they sent. You best get to work, hero. A hero? Me? Yes, it is time to deliver it all to this wonderful city. Your duty has come. Give everything to Norvik. Norvik, your home city, founded by your god towards the end of the coast. War. It is built upon several layers of ancient ruins. I will carry this burden too. Ooh, you feel dizzy. The weight of Earthguard uniform, a dull pain takes hold. Your body aches, its contents rotting. You must consume an apple, now. There are many apples here, and corpses. Worry not of pain, care not of hunger. The city needs you. It needs your bones ground into pulver on the pavement. Do this, and your one prayer will be answered. If your stats are high or low enough, chimes will appear in your mind. They will suggest, inform, and offer unique paths. Trust them at your own risk. Uh-huh. As you do, your fingers touch upon a cold steel. It is covering your entire head. I don't know that word. It's known as a helmet. Okay, thank you. Canonically. Okay, whatever. Tattered cloak. The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. As you grab it, you immediately feel the dampness spreading into your gloves. It is light blue and tattered. And it was once yours. An Earthguard cloak add-on. It has been ripped to shreds at the base, but you could still use it. Please don't. This thing is disgusting. Weigh in. It is heavy. The filthy liquid falls onto the floor of the stony chamber. It smells of salt water. It is still quite red. Should I wear this? No. But I'm not a rogue. Sorry, the word "I'm not a rogue" is not in your vocabulary, actually. Please rephrase. Oh well. That's not one word, though. No. So pedantic. So unrefined. Shut up. You reach for your fancy red pouch of holding. The cloak easily slips inside into the extra-dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. Gods, I can fit many things in many items in this thing. Yes, you are very lucky. These are like 1,000,000 crowns on the market. This kind of magic item can go upwards of 10,000 crowns. Of course, you don't truly own this pouch of holding. It is the property of the state. Treat it as such. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. Right. Let's get an apple. +1 dexterity, but -1 to charisma. Yeah. Especially since I usually go for paladin in these type of games, I want to keep as much charisma as possible. I don't know what to expect just yet, though. A scuffed voting card made out to Ragnar Himlin. It's from a dwarven office for some reason, and someone has checked in all 5 parties on the list. You need to bring this to the polling place on election day if your voice is to be heard. Inscription where it does not belong. Shield of Fate. What? What does that do? I guess it's a defense spell? Even though I really didn't... Can't eat any more apples. You approach a shambling man by the apple pile. He does not acknowledge your presence. Greetings, citizen. Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression spread upon a dried face. What is your name, sir? He does not even turn to look at you. Why is this man not listening to me? This is a reanimated corpse. Sir, are you a member? Should I defeat this zombie? Yes, it is only just. Undead are not allowed in Norvik. 5 out of 8 HP. What is he doing? The zombie is attempting to clear a path through the apple pile. He's probably been at it for a long time. No. Yeah. Cleric subclub. Never mind. Mushrooms, probably edible. Oh, awesome. The red eye of Earth. Jor left his mark across the bands. Today, it is a universal sign of magic. Well, I have no idea what that says. Viskin, local mortician. The pale man sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filing out of line after line. On the top paper, you see an icon of a serpentine drake. A great perch. These are official documents of the city. Great perch, the drake-like sea creature found along the river Torna. Earth was known to tame these creatures, and eventually the great perch became the symbol of his great city. That is the great perch of Norvik. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. I am Viskin, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. It appears you don't really belong here, but if there is anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. This person emanates an immense power. Foul? Perhaps. More accurately, it is simply there, immovable, eternal, beware. Did you save my life? Puts down his pen. Your life is your own. You owe me nothing. However, I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, cleric. Tell me everything. Of course, it must be confusing. To tell you the truth, some fishermen brought you here last night. They'd caught you in their net, took you for a corpse. Not that I blame them. You weren't exactly in prime condition. You quite literally live in the filthiest, in this filthy uniform. No wonder they thought you were dead. How did I end up in a river? Not a river. The river. I'm afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tolstad? There are 7 bridges over the river of Torna, connecting Tolstad to the rest of the city. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. How awful. His uncaring tone speaks against his words. Who were these fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Where can I find these fishermen? He ponders your question. I did not ask for names, sorry to say. But perhaps Waterlane? That's just a guess. Good guess. Lots of boaters hang out there. Either that or the local tavern. I hope you find them. So, I'm in fact alive. The pale man stops for a moment. He looks you up and down. Yes, I believe you are. I have some other questions, I think. Find out what's weird about this guy. Well, damn. You glare at the pale man who keeps working on his documents for approximately 2 minutes. Eventually you feel stuck in your thoughts. I don't mean to imply I know more than an honorable Orthgard member, my good cleric. However, you must certainly have more important things to do on a day like this. He's correct. Maybe you can get back to this later. Some dice checks are locked on failure, and can be attempted again later. These checks are unlocked on a long or short rest, or by spending shards of Jor. But a roll with a very high DC should probably be lowered before attempting again. I wish you luck in with your endeavors. There's a zombie in your basement. Oh, how quaint. That's not an appropriate response. Apologies, cleric. We're closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. However, I will have to take this up with the Lady Sage Leaf. I pay good crowns for Hubert protection. Oh, so it's all a misunderstanding then. Good. Wait, no, I don't actually believe you. It kept moving apples down there. You don't seem very... I said that first. What do you mean, cleric? He must be punished. The zombie is clearly working for you. That is illegal. I greatly apologize for putting you in this situation. It is my neglect that led to this undead creature entering the tower. I will make sure to tighten up security in the future. This isn't... Oost. Well, we'll do a clean sweep of the basement this evening. Get ready. Kobold gives you a screeched yell. Yes, master. I will also make sure to report this to the Hooped and the militia. Hooped, the Halfway Bridge tribe, commonly known as the Halfways. One of the 3 goblin tribes of Norvik, and arguably the most influential, despite their small size, led by Lady Miska Sageleaf, with their headquarters in the Goblin Garden on Tolstad. I'm trying to say you need to pay for your... Of course, I'll be sure to ask for a thorough inspection of the PCG, Pest Control Guild. If there's anything becoming about my business here, it shall be uncovered and unveiled. Thank you very much for your service, cleric. It is because of great men like you that this city still stands. I'm sure a good word to your patriarch will assure a promotion of some kind as well, especially with the great work that you're doing on the tea shop. This... Make him quiet. Resist his incredible oratory power. Try charisma. Yes! Focus on the main point. Illegal zombies, go. Stop, I know what you're doing. The pale man opens his mouth to respond. The zombies did work on your property. He closes his mouth and looks at you. It was picking up apples or something. That's a violation of the bone purge. Yes, I'm aware. The pale man takes a deep breath. He reaches below into his desk and brings forth a pouch. An isolated incident. It will not be repeated. He hands it to you. This feels like a bribe. This isn't a bribe, is it? Of course not, cleric. As a city cleric, you obviously have the ability to accept Dag's Bolter on the behalf of Norvik. Violation of the Bone Purge Code, Article 4. In singular violation cases, the Drags Bolter of minor class is issued. In relation to my status as a Tolstad business owner, that'd be precisely 25 crowns. How does he know that? Well done. Justice has prevailed. Now, this issue is behind us. Anything else you need? I'm going to go now. Before you do, make sure to collect all of your belongings. What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, and also a voting card. A peculiar voting card. Every party had been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. Not sure if it's mine. Maybe, possibly. The pale man ignores your comment. I asked Oz to lay the surviving pages of your spellbook to dry. Over there, he says, and points across the chamber. He then looks at the pocket watch on his desk. This is an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. Beyond that, you should be good. Got it. The pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. If only every government employee were as devoted as you, cleric. He gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. When exploring the city, you may move faster by running. To do so, double-click or hold shift and the electric trigger. Wait, is that? Ruined prayer book? The book is ruined! Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. Only a few pages of the soggy, branching-ish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Ascani writing. Of most basic kind. Wait, oh no! Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. No, 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 by Earth! This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. That'll cost a fortune. A chant book is able to sustain humidity, not underwater excursions. You should have protected Earth's chants more carefully. What a disgrace. Tray of old incense. Some still usable. Oh, actually, that may come in handy. Incense. Easily burned spices and herbs. Can be used to recover first level spell slots. You actually consume it? You know, now that I think about it, I'm glad I did not fight that zombie. Because I realized I don't have a weapon. And I'd be punching a zombie that would basically just have, like, you know, zombie brute strength. Your fate one day. Was that probably the smartest idea to steal from the dead? Especially as a cleric, I don't know. Wiggling his little clawed feet, Oost, chief of security. The kobold follows your every move with cold, unflinching yellow eyes. Even the small blade can fear and fell a giant. Watch out for this one. Master say you behave. I have some questions for you. Short questions. Go. Who are you? I am Ost. I am security chief, in this lich house. A strong little one, nearly immovable. How'd you get this gig? Not gig. It's not a gig? I am devoted servant for master. Keep going. So you're a slave. Not slave. And your master is? Master Viskin. And he owns you. Not own, serve. So you're being paid. Yes, paid well. Must be very well for such fierce devotion. He gives you an expression that could be described as a frown. That is, if it looked in any way different from his regular expression. Where were you when the tea shop incident occurred? Incident? Tea shop blow up. Boom. Big boom? Big boom. When it happened, I was on Waterlane, on mission. A mission? Not mission, I meant to say errand. Damn. What were you doing on Waterlane? Milk. Doing milk? Delivery. You deliver milk? Yes, side hustle. Kobolds don't even drink milk. I want to know more. I want to know a lot less. Ask questions about the milk. The kobold stares at you. The milk situation is intense. Do you like milk? No. I also don't like milk. You smirk, a confident laugh escaping your lips. You turn towards the ceiling, smiling. I also don't like milk. Your comment has made a dent upon the world. What a stance. As a human, who could have ever thought such a thing about you? This is why they should all follow you. You are a worthy leader. Win them over with lies and deceit. Control them through flattery and love. Kobold stares at you with awe in his yellow, expressionless eyes. Who buys the milk? Humans. Waterlane humans. They pay many for fresh milk before dawn. It pays. Where does this milk come from? Cows. God damn it. Where do you get the cow milk? Market. I don't have anything else to ask about the milk. Okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you. This knowledge will be very useful. You probably shouldn't look too deeply into this. There's probably no money to be made in milk, right? Can I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding, not funny. Kobold snorts. Go away. Don't let this slide. Just take the crossbow. That wasn't a question. It was a demand. Don't take the crossbow. Thank you for your time, Kobold. I didn't need the crossbow that much. Voices upstairs and the smell of salt. Around the amphitheater scene, you see a number of dwarves hard at work. They're constructing a banner of some kind, carrying a bright green flag. The banner of Azgal, you fool. The fool. One of the dwarves stands to face you with a furrowed brow. He appears to be in a staring contest with the orc on the other side of the theater. Oi, Mr. Cityman, he calls out to you as you approach. We've made it clear already, we're not moving, not one bit. He shoots you a shit-eating grin. That's no way to greet the cleric of Norvik. Oh, is that so? Guessing I'm supposed to grovel? That'd be nice, thanks. Hi. The dwarf glares at you. No, I don't see why I would. You hear the other dwarfs laughing behind him. Nothing illegal going on here. Nothing at all. He's only saying that because he's had to defend himself quite a lot lately. Wait. That must mean he's doing something highly illegal. Stop him. Nothing illegal, huh? We have the papers. Nothing illegal at all. A half-truth. They are both guilty and innocent, just like you. One of the older dwarfs spits on the ground next to him. You even know who you're talking to, child? This here be Alphors, the Bar Inverse, a foreman in the Azgalist movement of Norvik. He's done more good than all of you Orthguards combined. A true speaker for Azgal. You're a celebrity? Simi exaggerates. He gives the older dwarf the stink eye. I'm not in any way proud of my heritage. Nobility is just a poisonous hierarchy. Typical talking points. He grins. Just wanted to make that clear. Don't mention the whole noble thing. It'll just piss him off. Unless you want that. About this Azgal. What about him? What about him? Everyone knows Azgal is some dwarven demigod or controversial leader. If you want to piss off this dwarf, then just pretend to not know who Azgal is. Who is he? Who is... He's taken back by your question. He's Azgal. Azgal the Great, the Kind, our liberator. His legacy is flawed and complicated as his message. Born at the beginning of the Divine Era, he is a disputed demigod and warlord of the revolutionary Dwarven legions. So he's a big deal. Big deal. He was a man, a dwarf with a conviction, to break the tyranny of kings. We are here as his keeper of legacy. I've got to ask though, is this a religion? Most certainly not. He scoffs in your general direction. Is it a cult? I don't know who you've been talking to, Mr. Cityman, but let me assure you, Azgal was no god or demigod, or anything related to that. He was a simple man with a dream to be a fair and a just society. Nothing more. Ouch. Sore spot. He is infuriated, but not because of you, but because he has defended this position many times. You boys setting up a play or something? Play? We're holding a rally for the cause. This evening, workers across Tolstad will gather to hear the word of Asgard. Turns toward the orc. And no one is going to stop it. You hear laughing coming from the theater. Papers, Alphonse. Alphonse. He grumbles and turns back to you. So what do you want? The orc lady sure is annoying. What's the problem here? Well, I said that first. That's putting it mildly. So, it is forenoon. I get the lads together, and when we arrive, the cursed woman is standing here. The dwarf shudders. She starts complaining. He reaches for something in his pockets and takes out documents. We show her the papers. And the papers are no good. And the papers is no good, she says. Ah. Real convenient, I say. No, there's nothing wrong with these papers. We are in the right to speak out against tyrants and burgers. Borgers, the craftsmen's, merchants, and notably higher standing citizens in comparison to those of rural roots. They are. Bureaucracy. Check the papers. Surely the dwarves have screwed up somewhere. So she's wrong about the documents? Of course she is. Of course she is. She's a liar, that one. A filthy liar. Alphonse nods and grunts. Terrible liar. Can't even get the words out. He knows she's right about the documents, but he doesn't want to admit it. Mark, isn't it a bit macabre to hold a rally on top of a morgue? Morgue? The dwarf grumbles to himself and glances over at the Lich House stairs. I thought it was a dentist. Fair assessment. No matter. The Asgal movement is not afraid of death. Big words, Alphonse. The dwarf grits his teeth. Damn orc. So, what's this rally about exactly? Guilds. For decades, there's been collective bargaining between Norvikian workers and the city guilds. Say what you want about Earth, but he kept a tight leash on the upper class of this city. Damn right he did. Oh. Damn right he did. Yeah. But look, it ain't the same since his death. The Freestriders have burrowed into every darn power structure from paperboys to bookbinders. In less than a dozen years, salaries have stagnated and prices have gone up. They said Freestriderism would make the city rich. I say it makes people poor. We need change. So you're here to convince a bunch of Tolstad workers to vote for the Azgalist party. More or less, yeah. But it's also about the spirit of community. Together we can fight against the purchasers of our labor. Alone we are brittle as a twig. The old dwarf pipes up. A twig in the wind. No, that's not good enough. How about as brittle as a boar with rabies? That's good, right? Shakes his head. No, that's nonsensical. Anyway, the rally will be a success. We just need to get rid of that orc. So we can call out to our workers of this magnificent city, he exclaims, as if there was a crowd around him. Vote, with your guts, with your manhood at stake. You too, Mr. Cityman. Can I see those papers? He gives his companions a glance. Why? Ooh. Ooh. That was close. Just tell him you're an expert and that you're on his side. I'm an expert. Are you now? Yeah, and I'm also on your side. He repeats louder. Are you now? Now hit him with, I'm your best shot at getting out of this. Dwarf grumbles. His eyes go from you to the orc behind you. Fine. The dwarf sighs and grabs something in his pocket. He hands over the scroll. I trust you with these documents, city man. Do not break this dwarf's trust. Do not. No matter how handsome that orc is. Do not. Tell us we're in the wrong, I dare you. Because we're not. The older dwarf joins in. Take a step back, check it out, let's see what is actually going on here. You can examine certain items in the inventory to access unique dialogues. Quite light. Some kind of magazine paper. Unrolling it reveals a short statement about a political rally at the Circle Square. Permission of public gathering accepted. It says in big letters at the bottom, followed by a signature, Polstad Magistrate, Nicholas Duro. Actual text uses an archaic and typically bureaucratic writing style. Examine in detail. Wow. You scan the text again, checking for spelling, phrasing, and terminology. It's perfect, not a single error. Or something's missing here. I see nothing wrong here. Indeed, you do not. You should check it out again later. Or ask someone who knows about this kind of stuff. Have I seen this kind of document before? Never. They must be rare.
Mm-hmm.
Could have sworn I just seen some. Ooh, I was gonna rob her. On the edge of the ruinous amphitheater, you see an orc sitting on one of the many loosened stone blocks. It looks like she's waiting for something or someone. Exuding the air of authority around her, the large woman gives you a weary smile. Her tusks are gleaming. Not just physically imposing, this orc knows how to exert power in other ways as well. You spot the merchant's mark on her jacket sleeve, a heart with the initials of the Norvikian Freestrider's regiment. What's this? What's this? No. What's this? Not often we get an Earth Guard around here. She presents her palm to you. Vera is my name. I'm second in command of Guild of Agent of Tolstad. Nice to meet you. Yes, the handsome orc lady wants you to say a name. Make sure she knows you are a cleric. You reach forward and take her hand in yours. She is clearly a bit confused. Becomes sort of an awkward handshake. You realize her hand is a fair bit larger than yours. She could easily match your tremendous force. Hey, go of her hand. She gives you a polite smile. I'm the cleric, actually. Apologies, not Orthgard. Cleric. I assume the term was interchangeable. You lean a little further into being a cleric. Oh. But I suppose you're not all. She says, waving toward your outfit. Esoterically attuned. She accepts your annoying correction with a smile. Probably means she sees you as no threat at all, a mere puppy. She shoots you another smile, waiting patiently for you to say anything. What's the deal with these dwarves? Oh, them? Complicated as anything. I wouldn't be sitting here wasting my precious day if it wasn't for them. But in short, they're holding an unlawful assembly. And they won't let me take a look at the document proving it. Not frustrating at all, she says, winks at you. She telegraphs her sarcasm heavily. This is useful when communicating with slower individuals. Hand her this PPG thing I got. With the document in hand, she could simply hand it over to the magistrate office and let them deal with it. It could be a good idea. Must be a way to get rid of these dwarves. No, let's not make more enemies. Could be an idea. Explain it into detail. Explain it to me in detail from the top. It's all just an inconvenience. These lovely Azgalist have decided by themselves to hold a rally here on this lovely little circle square. Unfortunately, they need a permission from the public gathering or a PPG. A PPG needs to be approved by the district council. They do not have a proper PPG. And you're just sitting here because... Simple, really. These dwarves are ignoring my call to disperse, so I'm here as a witness. If they don't leave by sundown, they will be fined or arrested. Why don't you just come back at sundown? I would if it wasn't for the fact that I need to witness the entirety of the trespassing. Since they were served during their mourning, if they do not disperse by sundown, they will be inflicted with an entire day's worth of fines. I'd have assistants do it, or a secretary, but we're stretched thin as it is, so with elections coming up. Now I'll just sit here and smile politely. Arrested by whom? She gives you a smug grin. You, perhaps? The monopoly of violence here on Tolstad is more of an oligopoly. It'd be a roll of the die to see who gets employed to handle these rude dwarves. Maybe some goblins. The city of Norvik also allows us to employ mercenaries for extra legal enforcement. But the company likes to avoid that in most cases. As you can imagine, mercs tend to lack that finer touch. There's something shady about this. Typical. Someone like her doesn't understand that it takes a man to handle situations like this. I would love to enforce your justice. Well, the city's justice, but sure. She enjoys thinking about her brand of justice. Sounds like trouble. Huh? Trouble would at least be exciting. This is just dull. If only I could get my hands on those PPG documents. Then I could simply hand them over to the city and go home early. Or I'd rather head back to the office and complete the org size, the draft for the marketing meetup. So I've got a lot on my plate. I'll solve this. Wouldn't that be something? That you could just swoop in and save the day. That's what I'll do. I'm a hero, you see. You are. You are indeed. You certainly entertain her. About the dwarves. Good luck. Yeah, thanks. Could I be spending most of my time at this dwarf situation? A nobleman, huh? Ah, in the old country, yeah. Oh, that was not how his voice sounded before. In the old country, yeah. That doesn't matter here. I'm just a foreman of Tolstad district. How much money do you have on you? Didn't your mommy and daddy ever teach you not to... It's rude to ask about someone's mint? I bet you're only here because of your mommy and daddy. What did you say? You must have misheard me. I said don't forget to thank mommy and daddy for the foreman position. He clenches his jaw and stares at you. See, the difference between you and me, human. He takes a deep breath and mutters, my work speaks for itself. About the rally. What about it? I spoke with Agent Vera. Really now? And what did the brute say? Careful now. The situation is on a blade's edge. You could either taunt him to see if you can get him to act out, or you could try to reason with him. Or simply tell them to leave. The dwarf is pulsating with a surge of masculinity. This might be the start of a fist fight if you're lucky. If you don't leave before sundown, you'll be fined and arrested. Oh yeah? Will you do the honors then, Mr. Cleric City Man? They find you ridiculous in your old school armor. Yes, I will. Oh, really? They find you ridiculous in your old armor. Or someone else, maybe. Someone, huh? Some grunt with a paycheck, I bet. Bah! You'll probably get a massive fine or jail. The dwarves start grumbling among themselves. Hey! He says, leaning in. What do you expect me to do, huh? These boys are counting on me. Show them why it's in their best interest to leave. My wisdom is not the greatest, but still it's worth a try. I knew that. You searched the possible things you could say to narrow it down. The dwarf is a complete asshole and you should treat him as such. No kitty gloves. Time for the big words. Were you saying something, cleric? He can't see your face. You are wearing a damn bucket on your head, idiot. I've said it once and I'll say it again. We're not leaving. Staying is useless. Those are your words, but to me, to us, it means everything. Azgal would be proud. He knows you have his back. About this rally. Really now? What did the brute say? Careful now, the situation's on the blade's edge. You could either taunt him to see if you can get him to act out, or you can try to reason with him. Or simply tell him to leave. The dwarf is pulsating with the surge of masculinity. This might be the start of a fist fight, if you're lucky. Pretty nobleman like you wouldn't want to get arrested now, would you? You see the anger in his glare. Are you trying to get him to punch you? Because he will do it. If he dares to strike a cleric, then he will surely feel the rage of this city. Blood means nothing. I have accomplished this myself. Taunting him like this will only end in a backhanded victory. Successful, a real man would face him head-on instead. You're a hypocrite and a fraud, Alphonse. Shut your filthy mouth. Alphonse holds out a hand towards his men. They go silent. He opens his mouth to say, I'm warning you, cleric. This is it. You're at his breaking point now. Just one more push. Then we can go for the kill. If you want to, of course. This is quite mean. You are attempting to hurt his ego. You'd be nothing without mommy and daddy. Cleric, he says, the word echoing across the theater, don't you dare. Alright, so you want to piss this guy off. Great, just mention his nobleman status again, and he hates the fact that he always have that hanging over his every accomplishment in life. Don't worry, when you're arrested, you can just ask Mommy and Daddy to hire an expensive barrister. Yarg! God, he swings and hits you square in the stomach. Pain spreads throughout your lower abdomen. An incredible jab. Series of hoots and laughs. They loved watching the foreman punch you. He stands proud. Cleric, what the hell did you think was going to happen? Exactly. This victory. The armor did nothing. Foreman, the older dwarf walks up to Alphonse, looking conflicted. We shouldn't stick around, right? Just a little joust. Mr. Cityman, don't take it so hard. And looks over to the orc across the amphitheater. Hey, Vera! You win this round, you bloody coward! You hear laughter coming from the tall woman. The dwarfs start packing up their tools, begrudgingly following Alphonse's order as he calls them to head out. Before he leaves, Alphonse gives, "You're no cleric, you're just a Freestrider thug. If I see you again, you're done." He spits on the ground and leaves with his boys. You're left standing in the circle square, successful, but at what price? Guess that worked. Hopefully she has something to heal me. I have to say, with all due respect, well done. Oh yes, I saw the whole thing. The whole thing? Yes, highly impressive work. Getting Mr. B.E. so worked up that he'd assault a city cleric. Ingenious. Just like you planned. Well done, cleric. The Askini Reed's trading company is in your debt. All according to my machinations. Indeed, cleric, as a token of my personal gratitude. Hand you a pouch of silver coins. Thanks. She gives you a kind smile. May Earth smile upon you. And do visit our trading post down on the Waterlane if you have time. I would love to see you there. She would love to make use of you there for profit. Maybe you can convince her to wrestle you in the future. I like the sound of that. Well met, Agent Vera. Same to you, cleric. Now it's just you alone in the circle square. Quest complete, I guess. But at what cost? Braxo? Pencilware? You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. Its wings flutter faintly in the wind. He's just a little guy with wings, reading his little newspaper. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. Hey, little guy. Why aren't you on my shoulder? He slowly puts down the paper. Paper is actually a torn page from the magazine. Funny. I've never heard that before. You're so original. Wait, he says, leaning in to get a good look at you. Earthguard? A cleric? Divine mission. The usual. Very well. I won't get in your way.
I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and freestriders run amok. We need some damn order in this place.
Wise words.
So if you're in need of any legal advice, just let me know.
Gives a tiny sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is this is literally a devil. A good little devil.